think I got another catfish. Nope. What is up, everybody? So, doing something today that I never do. Look at Cool Hand Luke back here. Got another one on. So I'm doing something today that I don't ever do, and that is fishing on a holiday weekend in the summer. Here where I live in North Texas, around Dallas-Fort Worth, it's just, these lakes are a madhouse on holiday weekends, and they just get crazy. So I don't ever run guide trips on holiday weekends. I just kind of take the weekend off, let them have it. But my man-child, Lane, came home from Texas Tech for the weekend, for the holiday, and we decided to come out and do a little fishing. Gum. There we go. There we go. Swing and a miss. There we go. Slow down. Keep that line good and tight whenever you drop it. You don't want any slack in the line. You'll feel a whole lot more bites if you do that.
Keep swimming up with it.
And here come the yellow bass. See that line slack right there? I never even felt a bite. So what's been happening in the last couple of weeks, the water is just unseasonably cool. We're about 15, 16, 18 degrees behind where we should be this time of year. We've had a ton of rain, the water's been real muddy, and the lake has been about a foot or more over pool, and they've been letting water out, and it puts that current in the lake. The shad are just coming off the spawn and starting to try to bunch up, and it has just scattered the fish and the sand bass, and we'll get into them and catch them hot and heavy for 20 or 30 minutes, maybe an hour at best, and then they just kind of vanish. And there've been some days where it's taken some searching, and we've been out. We got here late this morning, and we've been out looking and just scanning, looking for fish, and we stopped and got into them real good one time for about 20-30 minutes, and then just kind of struggled with finding them again. And now we've gotten into what looks like some pretty good schools now that are moving through here. They're not real stationary. They're running up and down a ledge and feeding, chasing after the bait. But there's a pretty good number of fish here, and good size fish. We've got multiple real good size white bass. Just the few minutes that we've been sitting here, and we've lost quite a few fish right here at the side of the boat. probably about time to change slabs and put some new hook. There we go. Put some new hooks on. I just lost mine. Lane got his. And we've thrown quite a few fish back. We caught 8 or 10 before we decided that we were going to keep some. And we've got quite a few in there now, but we've thrown the smaller fish back and feels something just tapping. It's probably yellow bass. No, that's not a yellow bass. Yeah, I've caught several catfish this morning on slabs and have been catching quite a few this week. Ooh. Double, 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 double. It's like we got 2 doubles. I think Lane's got a double on too. So we're going to keep a few. We're not going to be out here very long because it is Memorial Day weekend. And it's already crazy, but it's gonna get worse here really quick. And so we're gonna get out pretty soon. But these fish, I'm kind of watching my graph here up at the console. As we're fishing, and you know, the schools that are coming through are not just huge schools of fish, and sometimes, you know, we're catching fish and I'm not even seeing anything on the graph. And it's not uncommon when these fish are real scattered like this and they're moving real quick, that sometimes you just won't see them. It's another little school right there coming through chasing some bait. Most of these fish are biting on the fall. So when you raise these slabs up like this and then drop them back down to the bottom, they'll hit when it's on its way down. And that's why you want to make sure when you're fishing like this that that you go slow on the way down and you keep that line good and tight. Don't let any slack get in the line. So when you have slack in the line, you just can't feel those bites at all, and you'll miss a ton of fish. And just about every one of these is hitting when that slab is on its way down. So that one, I didn't even feel that when the line just went slack. It was coming up on me. I was raising the rod there. Lane got another one on, pretty good fish. When you're fishing for white bass like this, you know, that you're not gonna catch big fish. You know, it's just white bass or white bass. They just don't get real big, but it's a great way to catch a ton of fish. This is really, if you have people that aren't fishermen, or aren't really interested in fishing, kids, this is really one of the best ways to fish in the summertime, catching sand bass, because it's really people that aren't even crazy about fishing just have an absolute blast catching fish like this, especially when they really get bunched up and, you know, you catch 2 at a time every time you drop the line down. This is slow fishing. It'll get better here in the next couple of weeks as we get a little bit more warm weather and water temp comes up. Lane's hooked up again there. There we go. Fish on. When you're fishing like this and you're really in them, and then all of a sudden they just quit biting, you can kind of wait them out. A lot of times when the fishing is like it is right now, then, you know, they'll move back through. There we go. Nope, come off. A lot of times when the fishing is like it is right now, fish are scattered and they're chasing these balls of bait. You can just sit and kind of wait. There we go. And wait for them to come back through. And a lot of times that's the best tactic to catch them, is just to kind of wait them out and let them come back through. And then come right off at the side of the boat. And the other option is to just kind of move around a little bit. And sometimes just making a little adjustment will get you back into fish. You know, sometimes you got to move shallower or deeper, you know, a couple, 3 feet, and that'll make all the difference in the world. So what I usually will do is just kind of wait them out for a minute and see what happens, see if they come back. And then if they don't do that, then just kind of move around a little bit with the trolling motor. There we go. So see, I just moved up about a foot shallower. There's a big school of fish right there. And these little lines that you're seeing right here, let me open that up. These little lines you're seeing right there, those are actually, that's his slab. He had that rod off the back of the boat. And that line that you're seeing is that slab bouncing up and down off the bottom, and the transducer is picking that up. That's a real easy way to tell that you've really got your transducer dialed in.
So we had a great time. We caught a ton of fish. Took us a while to find them, but once we finally found them, we got in a pretty good bite. There was a ton of fish that we caught before I ever even turned the camera on, but it was just kind of slow action, and I didn't want to waste a bunch of footage on not being in a really hot bite. But got hot and had to get off the water and let the crazy Memorial Day boaters have it for the weekend. What I was fishing with in this video, just that same thing I always use for white bass, that Abu Garcia Revo X 14-pound string or trilene clear fishing line, and that chartreuse and white slab with a fly tied up above it. It's a really simple rig. You don't have to have any complicated tackle or anything.